today we will see the next topic from the pila globosa, that is circulatory system, or it is also called as blood vascular system. This circulatory or blood vascular system of pila globosa consists of main these parts. First, the pericardium, second the heart, third arteries, fourth sinuses or veins, blood and the function. First of all, we will see the pericardium. Pericardium is thin wall, ovoidal structure situated on the left side of body wall behind the pulmonary sac. This is the pericardium, which is thin wall. This thin wall pericardium internally shows true coelom, and inside this pericardium heart of pila is enclosed. Thus, the pericardium, which is thin wall, true coelom, it encloses the heart and protects the heart, situated inside the body wall behind pulmonary chamber. This pericardium gives protection and it shows the thin membrane. Second point is the heart. Heart of pila having main two chambers, single auricle and single ventricle. Auricle is small, it is thin wall again. This thin wall auricle triangular in shape and it is situated dorsal to the kidney. This auricle receives main three veins. First, efferent pulmonary vein. This efferent pulmonary vein receives oxygenated blood from pulmonary sac. Second, efferent tenoidal vein. It receives oxygenated blood from tenoidium or gill. Then third, efferent renal vein. It receives deoxygenated blood from posterior renal chamber. Thus, the auricle having mixed type of blood, or it contains deoxygenated blood. Here there is no pure blood in the auricle because these two collects oxygenated blood from pulmonary sac or lung, and tenoidium or gill both are having oxygenated blood, but this efferent renal vein collects deoxygenated blood from posterior chamber of kidney. The animal shows amphibious mode of respiration. Hence, the circulatory system or blood vascular system shows quite complications. Hence, the auricle shows mixed type of blood. This auricle ventrally gives its flow into the ventricle through an aperture. This aperture is called as auriculoventricular aperture. Auriculoventricular aperture. This auriculoventricular aperture is guarded by means of pair of semilunar valves which prevent backflow of blood again from ventricle into the auricle. Then second chamber is the ventricle. Ventricle is ovoidal sac or bag-like structure. It is thick wall. Its walls are thick and it reduces internal cavity. This ventricle posteriorly opens into a large artery called as aortic trunk. It is called as aortic trunk. Thus, from the ventricle, blood enters immediately into the aortic trunk. a small aperture which is again guarded by semilunar valves, means blood from ventricle enters into aortic trunk, and here the flow is maintained by again semilunar valves. These semilunar valves prevent the backflow of blood from aortic trunk again into the ventricle. This is the auricle and ventricle, that is the heart, which enclose inside this thin wall pericardium, and it is situated on the left side of body wall behind the pulmonary sac. Then the arteries. Main artery is immediately run from this ventricle posterior side. This aortic trunk is the main artery. It immediately divides into two branches. Anterior branch is called as cephalic aorta and posterior branch is called as visceral aorta. This cephalic aorta supplies blood to head and foot complex, while visceral aorta supplies blood to visceral organs. At the junction of ventricle and this cephalic aorta, there is a balloon-like structure. It is called as aortic ampulla. This aortic ampulla having thin wall and it maintains the blood flow or circulation of blood due to contraction and relaxation. Thus, the aortic ampulla helps to maintain the blood circulation or flow of blood. These are the main arteries, cephalic aorta and visceral aorta. This cephalic aorta supplies its branches. Smaller branches arises from cephalic aorta and goes to anterior region, and according to the organ they are named as. They supplies blood first to the pericardium. From this blood is supplied to pericardium. This artery is called as pericardial artery. Then here there is the mantle wall, and the mantle wall or skin supplies a small branch from this cephalic aorta, that is called as integumental artery. Then here esophagus is present, head, somewhat position of head, then pharynx, buccal mass and the esophagus. Thus the esophagus supplied by esophageal artery. Then left and right nuchal lobes, left nuchal lobe and right nuchal lobe, through which water enters and goes outside. These two, left nuchal lobe and right nuchal lobe, are also supplied by means of separate branches. Then there is the left side and right side, the mantle wall, also supplied through this cephalic aorta by means of separate branches. Then there is the radular sac. Radular sac is supplied by radular sac artery. Then there are pair of eyes or omatophores. They are also supplied by the ommatidial artery, and again near to this there are two pairs of tentacles, first small, second large. They are also supplied by the tentacular arteries. All these arteries, that is pericardium, skin, esophagus, left and right nuchal lobes, left and right pseudopipodium, again the radular sac, eyes and tentacles, and here also the foot and foot muscles supplied from this cephalic aorta. Means head and foot and all these organs are supplied by this cephalic aorta. Anterior region supplied with this cephalic aorta, while posteriorly visceral aorta again breaks into number of smaller arteries and they gives their supply of blood to all the organs by this visceral aorta. First, the pericardial artery, which supplies blood to the pericardium, posterior part of the pericardium, then skin or integumental artery which supplies blood to the posterior part of the skin, then digestive gland, stomach, intestine, kidney, anterior renal chamber and posterior renal chamber, then the hepatopancreas and gonad. Gonad means the reproductive organs, whether it may be male or female. Gonadial arteries supplied blood from this visceral aorta. All these organs are supplied from the visceral aorta. This is the main arteries: anterior cephalic aorta and posterior visceral aorta. All they supply blood, means mixed blood is supplied by these two branches, and main branch is the aortic trunk. Then the sinuses or veins. What is meant by vein? Veins are the blood vessels which collects deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body. First, they collect this blood by means of small lacunae. Then they later on forms the larger vessels. They are called as the veins, and later on these vessels pour their blood, deoxygenated blood, into larger spaces. They are called as the sinuses. Thus, there are 3 to 4 sinuses: periintestinal sinus, perivisceral sinus, pulmonary sinus, like this. All the from all the different parts of the body, deoxygenated blood is collected by different smaller veins and lacunae, and they pour their blood into these larger sinuses. Sinuses are nothing but the larger spaces where blood is stored for some time. Then fourth part is the blood. Blood of Pila globosa shows 2 parts, that is the plasma and corpuscles. Plasma is blue color due to the presence of pigment hemocyanin. Hence, due to the hemocyanin, blood becomes blue color. In the blood, different blood corpuscles are also present. These blood corpuscles are amoeboid in shape, or some of them are variable in shape. All they are called as leukocytes. Thus, the blood which is present within the body of animal shows plasma and corpuscles. Then the function of blood. Blood main shows transport function. Transport means blood supply food or nutrients to all parts of the body. Second, O2 and CO2 to desired organs. It also collects nitrogenous waste part or nitrogenous waste material from different parts of the body and supply it to the desired organs. This is the function of blood. That is, it transports the food, O2, CO2, and it also collects nitrogenous waste material from different parts of the body. Then, blood also shows the next function, that it may protect the animal from microorganisms, or it shows transport of all the parts.